Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jeremy Crazy 30, where we are two events away from Title Clash, an event where, every champion is going to defend their title at Title Clash. And so we know some of them have been claimed on the main eventers. There's some Rising Stars. They have their own set, kind of called the developmental championships on their end, because it's kind of like, the main eventers are the main roster, and then the Rising Stars are the developmental pieces and stuff like that. And as this promotion gets bigger, well, then it'll be like two brands, and then, having maybe a third one and train that as a developmental piece, or having a promotion down the road that's kind of like the child promotion and can send them down to developmental, wherever the case may be. But kind of looking at finances, we're getting up there a little bit with making money of people coming in, that the Rising Stars is selling out at 100, and the other main eventers is slowly getting to that 500 mark. So it's kind of how I've been treating it is, as soon as the main eventers get that milestone of the next one, then the Rising Stars will grow up to that 500 mark. We'll change that venue, and then the main eventers will go to the next one. So then it's kind of still growing. It's a little bit more money, but it's also growing as, we may not hit that threshold, but the ticket sales and everything will increase and money will continue to flow in. So we'll back to the office and getting up there. We're at 5.6 right now, and some of the other continents have 0.1. But as I mentioned in the last video, because when you save it, it saves to the nearest whole number, and so just having it be one digit, so right now it's 5.6, it would be 6.6, or 7 to the nearest whole number will be best. And still the 70%, 250,000, 500 for 80, and then 90 for a million to 100% still falls into those categories as well. So we will get right into the next event of the Rising Stars. And we also have claimed kind of two tag teams matches, the heels and the faces, and Barbara Page and Paige Martin, those two tag teams, because Paige Martin's with Courtney D, and then Barbara Page was with Amy S. So we will simulate. We got a piece of mail, Marion Candice Mayer. It's easy because you are working with this person. So they want it before September 2nd. Things may have to change. If I haven't set it up already, which I'm pretty sure I do, but we will, since that is just a promise out of spite, and I have everything pre-booked to just, flow through, this person's already working with Candice, so it's a lot easy to have it that way. But we will get to that point. Bauer, you're in a different storyline, so right now that is rejected. I apologize for the inconvenience, but that is rejected for the time being. So we're getting to the next day and getting to the Rising Stars. Everything's all booked out and how I want it. So we're going to start the show. Now, we are starting the show with Luca Gibson, who was interviewed about what he did last event with attacking Luca Barone and everything, or how he felt about being attacked, because Luca did win one of the two, and just kind of getting how they feel about what has happened within the past events. And it was Luca Gibson that won, and then Angle Gibson kind of, gave an angle last event. So 2 events ago, they had a match, and Gibson kind of was attacked by Luca Barone, and now giving an interview is like, why did he attack you? Like, what was the whole point of that? And he didn't know. He won the match and he got attacked. So, overall in general, they all gained 0.2, even the announcer, and 72% with a true segment score of 83. Then we got Oliver Hayes and Ezra Turner. They've been kind of putting promos and overall in general just kind of, growing their storyline a little bit with the promos and introducing themselves and kind of throwing someone out there on who they would want to be facing with or what they have been assigned with for gimmick-wise or face-heel-wise, and just overall their overall marketability, popularity, all that other fun jazz. Oliver Hayes had a boost of his gimmick. He was showing for breath at the end. And the vocal crowd, the reaction made it even better, has been the same. It didn't feel like anyone had the psychology knowledge needed to put a match for 10 minutes. All right. Oliver Hayes gained 0.2. Ezra Turner lost nothing. Oliver Hayes wins. They have a calculated 54% with the 100% crowd reaction, 54% match quality with the 1-star match, and then a true segment score of 54 with the 42% final score. And Oliver Hayes wins that match. Then we have Niku Cooper and Kimani Livingston. They faced each other, and Kimani did win that match, and he kind of said his words last event where Niku Cooper is kind of saying his words on, he may have won, but I will get him next time and will become the better man on top. And they both gained 0.2 from it. 42% final score. That he cuts a promo, and Kimani star power added to the beat with a 48% final or true segment score. 42% final score. Then we had people that were kind of missing out from last event and adding people that were involved in last event, because Sarah Galvez and Nola Skinner were involved with it, and we made it a 6-woman tag match, and we added Hetty Peck, Nakau Takarki, however you say that name, I totally botched it, Amelia Bean and Shoko Chiba were added to it, because they did not wrestle or do anything last event, and it looks like Nola Skinner, Hetty Peck, and Nakao won as that person that I just lastly said won the match, pinned the person. So Hetty Peck had a boost of her gimmick, the good looks. Takaji, I guess I'm going to say that now, Takaji had a boost of their gimmick. Star power added to it. Shoko had star power. She was strong for breath. Sarah was strong for breath. Nola did the heavy lifting. The Shoko, Amelia, and Sarah, they lost 0.1, where Takagi, Skinner, and Peck gained 0.2. They had a 69% absolute value, 1-star match with a 55%, and a true segment score of 62% with the 49% final score. Bobby Nichols, Taylor Cardenas, and Elias Browning and Zuniga in a angle where it was a 72% final score. Bobby and Taylor made their entrance, gave it an 89, added star power from them both, and they both cut a promo on Elias and Elias. The musical performer Bobby added to it his star power and star power of Taylor. Then Elias's made their angle. They get into a verbal sparring match. And Bobby and Taylor's star power and gimmick added to it. And then they just stared down at each other. Bobby and Taylor's star power added to it. And they had a true segment score of 82 with a 72% final score. So we'll see how this goes, but it seems like they've been very responsive to each other. And then we added a 6-man tag match. These are all the people that were not involved in the last event, so I decided to cram them in all in a 6-man tag team match. They are, like the women's 6-woman tag match. Their storylines are across from each other, so it's not all on one team. It's, Aaron Nero and Will Cannon are against each other, and Riley and Tatsuro, Romeo and Kaden. Could be saying them wrong, but I feel like they are perfect aligned with what they are, storyline wise. So good looks Kaden added to the story match. The good looks of Riley added to the match. Kaden and Aaron and Riley were strong for breath. Romeo had a boost. The good looks of Romeo, the star power of Will Cannon. Tatsuro was strong for breath, and then Romeo did the heavy lifting. Romeo, Will, and Tatsuro gained 0.2 at least. Will Cannon gained 0.8. And then Kaden, Aaron, and Riley lost 0.1. 68% of the absolute calculation of 100% crowd reaction, 58% with a 1.5-star match, and a true segment score of 63 with a 49% final score. So it seems like it was a very good match overall, and especially Will Cannon gaining 0.8 from it. I wonder if it's because he pinned the person, but that could be something. So we have an angle of Janaya Hickman and Mariah Alejandro. I'm not going to botch that last part of her last name. They both gained 0.2 from it. Janaya Hickman made her entrance. She talks about Mariah, cut the promo on Mariah, and then Mariah just comes in and just was like, okay, we've had enough of your BS of you talking and everything else in this ring. She's going to come in, chase her, and Janaya is just going to run all the way to the backstage. And so she was kind of saying some, things that I can beat Mariah. She's like, no problem. This will be an easy storyline, or just overall in general, give me a better opponent. And then Mariah was like, I've had enough of your BS. Comes in and chases her away. Like, just shut your mouth. And they had a 71% true segment score with a 62% final score. Larry Norris and Taylor Ashley versus Candice Mayer and Taku Akida. So Candice Mayer and Taylor Ashley are in a match against each other, so that promise is going to be succeeded. And Larry had a boost of his gimmick. He had star power. Taylor Ashley added star power, and then the intimidating presence of Taylor Ashley. Larry Norris was strong for breath, so was Taku. The star power of Candice, the intimidating presence of Taku, and then Taylor Ashley did the heavy lifting. Vocal crowd, it's the same message. And Taylor Ashley gained 0.2, same as Larry. And then Candice Mayer didn't lose anything, but Taku lost 0.1. So they had 63% crowd reaction, or absolute value with 100% crowd reaction, 56% match quality with a 1-star match, and 59% true segment score with a 46% final score. Then we have Bobby Carter and Isla Carter having a brawl and having to be pulled away from each other as these two are going at it. Poppy makes her entrance, cuts a promo on Isla. Isla makes an entrance. They both stare down for a couple of minutes, and then they engage in the brawl, and then they're both pulled away from each other. So star power and good looks were added to the story beat throughout the whole entire thing to have a final score of 76, but a true segment score of 87. Then the main event is Paige Martin versus Amy Stone. They are one half of the tag team matchup. And so the intimidating presence of Paige Martin. And this was the final score of 28%. Whew. It's like I should have started the show with this thing. But the intimidating presence of Paige Martin added to it. She was strong for breath. Amy's psychology knowledge. Okay. The good looks of Amy Stone added to it. She was strong for breath. Vocal crowd, kind of the same thing. And it didn't feel like they had the psychology knowledge. So 0.2 for Paige. And then Amy Stone didn't lose anything. So 62% absolute value calculation. 100% crowd reaction, 8% match quality with a negative 5-star match, and a true segment score of 35% with a 28% final score. And we'll see how this all finishes at the end of the show for the percentage. 68%, so close of getting that $250,000. But yeah, it was going pretty well. Probably what was do or die was that 28% of the main event. Because they did have a good... I did write it down as you can hear these pages. I have this little cheat sheet book. They did... Or they had a 54% for their angle. But when they faced each other... it was a 49%, so it was roughly, in the average. But I thought maybe it would be good because splitting them up and the hype was kind of going upwards in that sense. And they were the announced tag team going into Title Clash and kind of breaking them up. But overall, it didn't go as planned. And we still had 100. With 1,050 ticket sales. And we will simulate to the next event of the main eventers, which is on the 27th. I wonder if it had to be a singles match, because then we can add it into this show. Because before September 2nd, we'll do that real quick. I mean, you two and Candice have been going pretty well. But I'm going to reject it for right now. Because this is kind of, you got to win the title to move up. So We can add it real quick before this Ryder Wood. Kind of like the opening match. A 5-minute match. It's Taylor Ashley and Candice Mayer. 5 minutes. Singles. No titles. Save the match. There we go. Back to the office. Simulate the next day. Simulate the next day. And you've already basically have seen it. So what is happening? So we're going to start the show. And we have a 66% final score starting off the show with a 84% true segment score and a 89 match quality with the 3-star match and a 79% absolute value. Had a 5-minute match, a quick match, kind of like the pregame match. Star power of Taylor Ashley added to it, the intimidating presence of Taylor, and the star power of Candice Mayer added to it. Vocal crowd and the reactions the same. Taylor Ashley gained 0.2 and Candice Mayer lost nothing. So we have where Ryder Wood, and he won. Ryder Wood's tag team partner is gone. He's injured for the time being, and to kind of keep the storyline relevant and keep it going, he had the interview last month on the game of, hey, I'm willing to even take you guys one-on-one week after week, kind of putting it on to that they made him injured, so he will do all that he can do to show that he is dominant even without a tag team partner, and it just shows with one-on-one that he can beat one of them, and we'll see what he can do in the next event when he faces Xavier. Because Ryder Wood gained 0.2, King Burks lost 0.1. Ryder Wood did the heavy lifting, the vocal crowd were in love with it, Ryder Wood was strong for breath, and the star power of King Burks added to it. So then 64% absolute value with 100% crowd reaction. Negative 1.5 star match with a 32% match quality. 38% final score with a 48% true segment score. Then we have this angle with Flynn Allen and Nathaniel. Nathaniel has won the Every Event Championship, but also having this feud with Flynn Allen, and so kind of making it relevant because they aren't facing each other every single time, and Nathaniel is facing other people with the Every Event Championship because every event he is wrestling. So they all gain 0.2 from it. Flynn Allen is interviewed, talking about you may have won the championship and everything else, but I'm going to be eventually coming for it, going to win it against him, and hopefully I keep it. And 87% with the 100% true segment score, but an 87% final score. Then we have Kabuki Gaxi and Armali Diallo. These two are also in a tag team against each other, and they're facing one-on-one. The vocal crowd were in love with it, and Armani did the heavy lifting, and she wins, giving a absolute value of 66% with 100% crowd reaction. Armani gained 0.2, Kabuki lost 0.1, and they had a 48% true segment score with a 37 final score and 31% match quality with a negative 1.5 star. Then we have the Faces That Run the Place and Money is Life. How they've been kind of going at it with each other, and within this is kind of like they're doing their stare down. And right now, Jaime and Kevin are kind of going after. It was last event Kevin went after Nathan Williamson, and this time it's Jaime going after him in this event. But they all gain point 2. And just kind of keeping it very intense, so to speak. But then these two cutting a promo and everything, they make their entrance, and then they just stare down at each other for a couple of minutes. True segment score of 57, 49% final score. Then we got Lily Martin and Megan Pyers. These two have been going at it for a while, and they've been brawling against each other a few times, and overall, when it comes to the ring, they just bring out a fight with them. So it may not show in the final score sheet or the match quality and the absolute value, but knowing in their promos and their angles and going at it with each other, it wouldn't surprise me with what they can do in the backstage. They can also do in the ring. Lily Martin added an intimidating presence. She was struggling. Star power of Megan. She was also struggling. Megan did the heavy lifting. Lily Martin did win. She gained point 2. Megan didn't lose anything. 51% absolute value with 100% crowd reaction. Negative 2-star match with a 26% match quality. And then 39% true segment score with a 30% final score. Then we got Lila and Eileen. Lila gains point 2. Them saying some words back and forth. She's cutting a promo. And Eileen gets involved with the video as well. And getting a true segment score of a 92 with a 80% final score. So Lila gained point 2. Eileen gained nothing. Lila makes her entrance. She cuts promo on Eileen. Giving her words of peace as a musical performer, star power, and the star power of them both. Star power of Eileen added the boost to bring it up a little bit for a video that she was involved in. Then we have Nathaniel Williamson defending his every event championship. Jaime had a boost of his gimmick. His tag team partner Kevin and also Flynn Allen were ringside, but Williamson does retain it, gains point 2 from it, even though Jaime did the heavy lifting, and Jaime lost point 1, and 55 absolute value with 100% crowd reaction, 56% match quality with the 1-star match, and then a true segment score of 55 with the 43% final score. Then we got Aaron Willis having a video. He's been crushing it with Tama Murphy. And having a video of Aaron Willis. The production quality was well above what to be expected of a promotion this size, 72%, with a 83% true segment score. He gains point 2 from it. Then Roderick Riley and Liam Bailey for not the title. The title was not on the line. Roderick Riley faced Liam Bailey. They did have like their face-to-face kind of angle last event, and then they faced each other. Roderick Riley won. Kind of celebrating everything, and Liam Bailey was like, I'm going to come after him. And the star power of Roderick Riley added to it. Liam Bailey had a boost. Star power of Liam Bailey. Liam Bailey was struggling. Vocal crowd were in love with it. Roderick Riley did the heavy lifting, and fans were angry at the BS finish. So, with some of these, it's to kind of keep it flowing and how like in real life, because I feel like with some of these wrestlers, they're just going to win every time. And it's based off of their own stats. And if a person is below their stat rating, the other person's going to win. So like Roderick Riley and Liam Bailey, I feel like Roderick Riley just has a little bit of an edge over Liam Bailey, so he's going to win every match, like, regardless. So sometimes you're going to have to select those options, whether it be, this BS finish, whether it be, a clean finish, or, other means of him winning, count out, disqualification. But the fans were really angry at this BS finish. It shows it. But Liam Bailey did win. He gained 0.2. Roderick Riley lost 0.1. The title was not on the line. So if the title was on the line, that would be very, very upsetting for some fans. And 76% absolute value with 100% crowd reaction. Got a half-star match with a 52% match quality, 54% true segment score with a 42% final score. Then we have an angle of Ellie Thompson cutting a promo on Renee and just saying her words on, having this opponent. She is a tough opponent, but overall in general, I feel like she hasn't done much to me, and so overall in general, I'm gonna push her over and just continue winning, and that's what Ellie is here to do. Then we have Kofi, the heavyweight champion, and Dallas Jones, the contract signing for Title Clash. This will be the third match announced for Title Clash officially. But we all know that it's like all of the titles that are going to be in the Title Clash event. So Dallas Jones makes his entrance. He cuts a promo on Kofi. And then Kofi comes in with his entrance. He cuts a promo on Dallas. The unstable gimmick adds it, and his entrance adds to the segment and the story beat. And then they do the contract signing to drop it down to a 51%, as Kofi added a few percentage to get a true segment score of 56% and a 65% true segment score with the 56 final score. And then we have tag teams again doing one-on-one matchups with Jada Acosta and Noah Fujita. The intimidating presence of Jada added to it. The good looks of Jada added to the match. The whole crowd were in love with it. Noah did the heavy lifting. She gained 0.2. Jada lost 0.1. Noah Fujita won the match. We had a absolute value in the calculation of 64% with 100% crowd reaction. 1.5 star match quality for 62% of the quality. 1.5 star match. 63% true segment score and a 49% final score. We're going to end the show. And we got a 70% flat on the dot. So we do get $250,000. And gain 0.6, so we gained 1.2 within these two events. And the popularity just keeps going up in North America. And we do get one bonus point for any of the continents. So that will be a boost. And man of my word, because we completed a promise for Taylor Ashley and Candice Mayer, which they are in a storyline. But I guess they had to do one-on-one and not in a tag team. And then we had 500, so we did sell out of the main eventers, and we got $5,250. So we will simulate to the 1st of September and add $250,000 and kind of look at what we have finance wise. So we did gain, it doesn't show merchandise wise. We can simulate to the next day, but we do have mail. Taylor Cardenas has developed an ego. It needs to be taken down a notch. You're not part of that, so I'm going to reject it. Finances. So we did go from 6.1 to 6.3 in ticket sales. We can also simulate the next day to kind of see what we got in merchandise. We can look at the full August. Roderick Riley was the most. Flynn Allen, Liam Bailey, even though he did the BS finish against Roderick, so he's kind of up there now. Flynn Allen is above even the champion. The champion, and what's also kind of funny about this game is Nathaniel Williamson and Roderick Riley are both also involved in WWE, as they're involved in our promotion. So it's kind of cool to have two people that are involved with two different promotions that are high up there, and they also have good accolades within the WWE promotion they are in. So we can look at finances real quick, and now it does show that we had 3,366, so we gained roughly $700 within merchandise. And then since we used everybody in staff wages and everything, that we gained a little bit of money of that. Where this, we lost a little bit because we didn't use everybody. So, and we got 140 within sponsorship. So I feel like we're moving the right direction in a certain way when it comes to that. But now we can look at, when it comes to event-wise, is to move the main eventers into the 1,000 bracket, and then the Rising Stars into the 500 bracket. But other than that, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, as we are 24 days away from Title Clash in September, which we are in September 1st. So, it will be interesting on seeing what matches will... Oh, we are forgetting something as well, as I am trying to close out on this video. We have to add $250,000. Gotta find my calculator. And it is 987,684,757 plus 250,000 equals 987,934. All right. Let's change that to 93. And then, see, like, this would be all 0.1s, but I'm just going to change them all to 1 for right now. So, 1. Yeah, we're just going to change them all to 1s because they save properly better that way. And we've gained an additional 7 off of that. So I'm gonna make Europe, or we can go Latin America. We'll make that a 2. So it's loading, it's saving. Alright, so we have now saved that. We can go back to the main office. What was it before? 6.227. Maybe we can change that to an 8 because we had a boost. When it comes to Latin America, it will now be a 2. That'll be a 1. That'll be a 1. That'll be a 1. That'll be a 1. So yeah, they were all touched in a way, and now we can change this to an 8 for a boost because we also get 1 boost for ourselves too. There we go. There. Now it's kind of skyrocketing up there. So we will, meet in the next episode, as it is the episode eve before Title Clash. So hopefully you have a good rest of your day and night wherever you are, and peace out.